Hypothetical viewers, and welcome back to Shining Force 2. We finished recruiting all of the characters in the game. They're all our buddies now. Most of them aren't that useful, so we're gonna stick with our current party. I believe we're going to the shrine in the south, or whatever, but first we're gonna fight another battle for no particular reason. I just heard that Gesp lost. He lost like 5 minutes ago, actually. All Greater Devils have been defeated except for Odd Eye. So there were only like 4 Greater Devils to start with, I guess. This is a good chance for us to become Greater Devils. So I guess it's... Man, that brings up a lot of world building questions. I guess any of the monsters can like become the Greater Devils if Zeon like gives them his powers? I'm sure Zeon will promote us if we can get the jewel. Maybe it's like how promotion works for us, you know, where you get turned into a new class. They need to get the secret item to become the Greater Devils. Look over there! This really feels like it's just an excuse to have another battle here. They're coming! Excellent! Welcome to your graveyard. This, like, it really does. This is the 3rd battle we've had on this map for the entire game. So it looks like basically we have some random enemies up here, and the boss of the level is this Hydra down here, which I don't know if they'll appear in the next mission, if they're new, or if it's just a unique enemy. In any case, let's just walk downward. This isn't a very large map, and the boss is not very far away because we started halfway down the map. Really, I feel like this battle has nothing to do with anything, and they honestly could have just let us go into the shrine and just skip ahead. It feels somewhat unnecessary. Like it's just here for the sake of something being here. But yeah, if you think way back to the start of the game, down at the bottom of this map, when we got our like first mission to go to Gallum and find out what was happening or whatever, we made a little extra side trip to the shrine at the bottom of the map, where at the time there was nothing to do there except find a single piece of mithril. That was that. It wasn't like open or anything, but now we are going there. The reason I know this is because I'm using a guide. I checked the guide because I genuinely did not know where to go. Because I don't remember anything in the game saying we should go to the shrine to the south. Because basically the wizard Chaz was like, oh, this book tells us where to go, but the key page was removed, and then Peter was like, we just have to believe in Ben. And none of that really told you to go to this shrine. So, I don't know. Maybe they figured there's nowhere else to go, so you just figure it out. Maybe they thought that you would actually remember it was there from the beginning of the game. I certainly didn't. You know, you didn't even have to go there at the beginning of the game, so, and it's all the way at the bottom of the map, so potentially you get this far and not even know it existed, because you never went down there. Honestly, I would assume that the designers were like, oh, there's nowhere else to go, so eventually you'll try going down there and you'll find it. Which is an amazing way for our heroes to succeed, right? They were like, might as well try here, and just stumbled onto it. That's... I guess it's the proof that they were destined to win. Yeah, I feel like our party here is definitely overleveled. Because even the ones who didn't get all the special mithril weapons, like Peter who doesn't wield a weapon, they're still absurd. Okay. Great cannon? Yeah, I think this will be a short battle, honestly. Who knows, maybe the Hydra will be a lot tougher than I'm thinking. But as of right now, this is not a big deal. There also just isn't as far to go, really. Might as well do a little heal up for whoever was just injured. I guess it was only Janet. Well, whatever, we'll just top her off. A little more exp doesn't hurt. Yay. Man, you really do not get a lot of X for the normal healing spell. You're rewarded so much more for using the others. Which is so weird because the spells you get are just determined by the game, basically. Man, now that wizards can have the level 4 spells, it is rough to find them. but... Oh, Zinc can get in the mix here. I gave him the quick chicken between videos just to boost his agility a little, but oh man, are we gonna have to egress already? Yeah, man, That's fine. We saved the last church. Nobody even died except him, so we can just head on out, yeah. In hindsight, I probably should have been slightly less lackadaisical about that battle. I was not trying very hard and was a little careless there with our survival. Whatever. You know, like at some point, by the time 39th battle or whatever, at some point you're just like, let's just get this over with. Fuck it. Maybe I'd be more hyped if this battle didn't feel very tacked on. It's just like, why are we fighting these random nameless enemies? They have nothing to do with anything. Like really, we could have just gone to the South Shrine and had a battle after that or whatever. Also, still don't know how we're getting into this tower. We're just gonna like rappel down the side like Indiana Jones or whatever. Does Indiana Jones ever rappel down things? I was gonna say Batman at first, but then I was like, considering the fantasy setting and we're like exploring mysterious runes, Indiana Jones feels like a better fit, but I don't know if he ever actually like rappels down a wall. Jeez, I'm getting hit pretty hard here. Honestly, the battles with small maps where all the enemies are kind of clustered up are actually tougher because you get swarmed more. Well, whatever. We'll res her after this battle. I really cannot be bothered to try hard at this. It's not worth the amount of effort it will take. Oh, let's just get this over with. The battles are getting harder as we get to the end of the game, though. The enemies, they hit hard and they get a lot of turns. I guess I'll just have her kick this thing because, you know, Blast 3 is multi-target, but it's not going to do that much. I will use Slade's Katon, though. Because he can defeat one of the gunners and damage the other, so, you know, it's a bit of a twofer. Very good. Do just moving right along, yeah, I guess let's... I think I'll do more to the Minotaur. I feel like... I'm just feeling like the Hellhound might resist fire a bit. It feels like logical that it would, right? Very good, cousin. Let's finish off the Minotaur. Get through this pile of enemies. Very good. Okay. And then, Luke can attack this guy. These Mithril weapons are pretty good. Oh hey, another one of my people I'm friends with on Nintendo Switch is now watching YouTubes. Very good, Chester. YouTube is a very popular Nintendo Switch app. There we are. Okay, we got through the initial pack of enemies. Sarah did get killed. She has less defense than everyone else. She's a little squishy, but whatever. It's not that important. Just gotta... There's a big pile of enemies down at the bottom of the map here, so it is a little annoying to fight them all. Oh, it takes so long to go through everyone's turn. That's the part that really bothers me. I just want to get to the part of the game that is, you know, the actual story, not these random people who, like, nameless enemies that are just attacking us just basically so we can have a fight. Ugh. This is not exciting. Yes, I will keep complaining about this for the entire episode. Should heal Ben. I think heal 3 does like as much as Aura, so let's just quickly give him some extra HPs. There we go. There we go. That did the ticket. That's the trick. Okay, I guess Kazan can hit this bishop with Blaze. I think he might resist magic though. I feel like the wizard characters don't take as much damage. Oh no, it did just as much. That's fine. Here we are. I want Slade to start tagging his Chaos Wizard, so hopefully we avoid getting hit with Blaze. Very good, yeah. Blaze 4 is very powerful. We really don't want our dudes getting hit with that. And I think Janet should be able to finish off the evil bishop. Very good. Going swimmingly. Oh, we got an evil ring. Well, I'm gonna say we're not gonna wear that because it's probably cursed. This is honestly not to harp on things over and over. Although really, I say not to, but that's what I do all the time. That's literally, that's my lifestyle. But I feel like all the cursed item stuff are another example of this game's tendency to have tons and tons of mechanical complexity and detail that kind of feels like it doesn't matter and you don't really have to ever engage with. It's like, whoa, there sure is a lot of stuff here. That's cool, I guess. Oh, another Nintendo Switch friend just surfing the internet. Or wait, actually I guess online just means they're using their Switch but on the homepage or something. I thought maybe it was like literally online? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, someone out there is using their Switch. Good for them. It's like they're a part of this Let's Play too, right? Their Switch usernames are briefly listed in the upper left-hand corner. This Hydra looks very snake-like when usually Hydras are portrayed as like dragon-like, so it's kind of funny looking. Okay, we are almost done with this battle, and then we're gonna backtrack and res Sarah because due to my laziness, she died. I couldn't be bothered to like not immediately rush everyone forward. Zeke is really not contributing a lot, and honestly, I would probably get more use out of having Rick replace him because he has higher movement range and does more damage, but I just really like Zeke, so he's staying. You know, you gotta play with your favorites, you know? That's part of the fun of it. Slade has so many kills already, he really does not need to get the X from the final boss kill. He can just one-shot this dragon instead. He's ridiculous. His geese arm weapon, the special mithril weapon, it's really good. It has plus 42 attack. Pretty absurd. But I mean, you know, we are trying to save the world from the King of Devils, so we need to be well equipped. That's key. I'm kind of hoping we can get Zink's turn to come around again and he can defeat the boss, but, you know, we'll have to see. I really want him to defeat somebody. Peter, you can wait patiently. Chester, you can also wait. Maybe let's block him off so he has to stay. Yeah, there we go. Yay! Zink's turn! Zink, you can do it! Defeat the Hydra! Yay! He should get a level, right? He did not. He does not quite have enough exp. I'd really have to go back and grind, I think, to level him up, but... we're so close to the end of the game that I'm just... You know when you get, like, within a few levels at the end of the game and you're just like, I just want to blast through, you know, I just want to be done, get to the end. You know, you kind of... I feel like I'm more willing to grind midway through a game, but then as I get close to the end, I'm like, oh, I want to see the ending, you know, we're almost there. So let's just quickly res Sarah. You can see we have a lot less gold now because it was expensive to get all of the special weapons. They cost 5,000 each, but I do not have another desire. We are, I believe, going to the Southern Shrine. Yes, we finished that battle. So there's only 3 more battles. The South Shrine. We already collected the mithril that's here at the beginning of the game. And we are gonna get our special magic sword now. Seriously, the game really doesn't tell you to go to the shrine. It's just like, well, there's nothing else to do. Maybe they expect you to actually remember from the start of the game. Here we are. Because at the start of the game you couldn't even go in. But now we can. Aw, we can't get that right now. Maybe this way? Here we go. Okay. The jewel of light begins to glow. The light seems to pull Ben. Oh, this is a cutscene. The jewel glows even brighter. The jewel creates an epilepsy warning. Oh, an opening. Light is leading us. But we don't have to go in there, apparently, so I can pick up this chest instead. A power water. Cool. I think that boosts attack. Maybe I'll use it on Zinc. I'm gonna keep trying to boost this poor robot. He deserves to be great. He can just become, like, the sink for all our items. And here's the magic sword. The holy sword is stuck deeply into the rock, Excalibur style. Okay, what do I need to... I hit A. Maybe I have to actually use, like, the search. That's weird. That's very weird that I could interact with it with both A and Y. That's so odd. Ben received the Force Sword. The Holy Sword turned into the Force Sword for some reason. You got it. All we have to do is find the door to the tower. I assume it's the door we couldn't go in before. And I think that other chest should be open now too. Which will be nice. Yay. It's an evil axe. We're also not going to use that. Well, we got it anyway. I sort of thought we'd be able to go in there, but we weren't. It said like something opened. Oh, maybe this? No. That's just the back of the pillar. Maybe we go outside? Genuinely not sure what to do because it said something opened. Maybe we have to go over and check out this giant hole or whatever. I'm a little puzzled. The guide I'm using just says, it tells you something open somewhere. It can actually should be ready to head into the last few battles of the game. You have to go to the Devil's Head statue. Which... I have no idea where that is. Is it in Gallum somewhere, maybe? Or maybe it's past Yale going the other way? Because there is a back area here. And there didn't seem to be anything else to do at the shrine. I'm assuming that maybe we learned the location of this at the beginning of the game and I just don't remember, but there's a battle here? This must not be the correct way because this battle is not in the guide I'm using. And also the enemies are like the beginning enemies of the game. Seriously, why is this battle still here? I think we fought this battle literally at the start of the game. I guess we'll just egress out when we get there. Because this is the first battle we did where we had Kazan. I'm generally puzzled by this because we ran into this in South Parmesha too. There are a handful of battles that seem to respawn when you go back to them, even though that part of the story is over, but then there are others that do not, and I genuinely do not know why there is that difference. It's unclear. Okay, let's just egress out. This must not be... The Devil's Statue. Where is the Devil's Head statue? When you arrive at the Devil's Head statue. So where would that... Somehow towards the end of the game, this guide has gotten a little more vague. And it must be an indoor location because you have to go behind trees and stuff. It said something opened somewhere and that made me feel like it would open something in the shrine? Is there anything back here? And then the entire rest of this episode is me wandering around trying to find this. I really don't actually know where to go. Because I thought it was going to be that this turns into a door. but I cannot go this way. And there doesn't seem to be anything more here. Yes, seems like it's it. It's gotta be nearby, though. Devil's Head statue. Was it in the tower? But I thought the reason we had to find it was because we don't know how to get in the tower. And 100% we do not. Is it in Gallum? I guess we could try looking in Gallum and maybe there's a way. Oh, maybe if we go this way. Yeah, we can get back into our old town and there's a statue here now. Okay, a statue of a devil's head. It looks ready to bite you. Now, apparently what you're supposed to do here is, if you remember back to the weird storyteller statues that we saw in Tristan, like that had the tail where Matula was, it said that you have to hit the guy in the mouth. The devil in the mouth. So we hit it with the sword, basically. Which again, I don't know if I would have thought of that, because Tristan was also a while ago. And that is just such a... I'm genuinely not sure that I'm assuming the Force Sword is better than our magic sword, right? We only got to use the magic sword for like 2 battles. Apparently there is also an item to be found here. If we can work out how to get it. How can we get back there? Because there's... Here we go. Getting around the edge here. Get stuck again. Maybe it's not a chest. Maybe it's just something we search for. Oh, so if you pass by Lemon and Yale, he'll join you now. So he's an auto-join. Oh, apparently we could... I think we could only get the lance or whatever before we opened it. Oh, well. It was an evil lance, which we were never going to use. So that's fine. So now we're going to go in here. I genuinely don't know if I would have thought to do that, just because we saw the storytellers in Tristan quite a while ago. And now we're in a maze. Oh, I guess these slide you down only. This is... this is not going to be promising. Directions are really not my strong suit. I'm assuming we have to get to that door. That is my guess. And these slanted paths, it appears you can go down them, not up them. So, it's a slidey maze. Well, the only way we seem able to go is here. Which took us back where we started, so that was... Oh, wait, up here. I didn't go here. Oh boy. This... rest of the episode. Oh, there is a map, so I can look at that if I really get stuck. Which... I'm gonna make a good faith effort at it first, you know? Just at least try to solve it by my own ability. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. I stepped slightly too far by accident. I don't know where I am. And it just took me back. There's the doors there. Oh, this is... mazes in games just always... I do not generally enjoy them because I'm directionally challenged enough in real life. Wait, is this maybe it? It seems like this... Will this stairwell lead us to it? Oh, pretty close. Oh, wait. I think, yeah, we go down here. Oh, dude, I actually solved it. I'm so proud of myself. It was mostly random chance. Okay. Ben, you're finally here. Where the hell are we? What, did we just open a dimension to hell? What is this? Is that? Did you forget about me, Ben and Peter? Oddler, are you Odd-Eye? Zalbard said... Yes, I am he. You're the leader of the devil army who attacked Beto. Yes, I am, Sir Astral. How do you know me? Ben told me about you repeatedly. I feel like that should have been translated as like, Ben told you about me me about you many times, because repeatedly makes it sound like he's a bit annoyed. He's like, you never shut up. What do you want? Don't talk to me like that. I'm very sad. Sad? You've got to be joking. Well, yes I am. I'm really quite evil. I don't know what kind of tone this game is going for. I sort of figured this would be like a moment played for like pathos and tragedy, like, oh, we had really formed a bond with this guy, but he regained his memory as like the leader of the Devil Army and now we have to fight. But it's kind of just weird and comical instead, and I can't tell if that's on purpose, like the game was just trying to be funny, or if it's just weirdly translated or just weirdly written. Don't you think so, Red Baron? Shiver. Anyway, I came here to deliver an ultimatum. Think long and well before answering me. Leave the jewel. We have no way to leave the jewel. It's literally stuck to the main character's deck. Your weapons and your items here, or die. That means we don't have to fight him. True, but we can't take the easy way out. We mustn't give him the jewel. You know how strong I am. I think you had better accept the offer. This is the third thing main character has said the entire game. Halfway through the game, outside the Shrine of Antulu, he went, I don't know. Then he went, okay. And now he went, Oh, what should we do? We have to fight. Time's up. We need space to battle. Oh, interesting. This is a cool graphical effect, I will say, that he's like summoning this floor for us to fight on with his mind. I'm very sorry, Ben, but I must kill you. Ben, are we really going to fight Oddler? It's enough out of you. Ben, let's do it. This was again just, the tone of this game is very inconsistent. Also, again, where the fuck are we? Like, we went underground, I thought, inside, or we teleported somewhere, I don't fucking know. So there's like a big, this must be where the tower used to be. I think I do recognize the setup. This is where the tower used to be. So we're, I guess, standing over the bottomless pit? That must be where we are. This is very weird. It's cool, but it's super trippy. Okay. New enemies, we have the Chaos Warrior, which I'm not totally sure what it's supposed to be. We'll have to see what its battle sprite looks like. And it has a magic spell just called Attack. That's odd. That's why he serves Oddler. That was terrible, I apologize. We have the demon. For the Devil Army, this demon decided to just help out a little. It's kind of gross looking. It has bolts, so that's going to be tough. And we do indeed have the Hydra as a normal enemy. This map is basically just a straight, it's just like, there's a couple of gaps that we'll have to go around like here, which are irritatingly difficult to see, but it's basically just a big open area. And up here, we have the Demon Master with Freeze 4, and we have Odd Eye. He has the counter sword, so he'll get more counterattacks than usual, and I'm gonna guess he has ludicrous amounts of HP. I think it will actually be a pretty tough fight, because we just have a lot of really powerful enemies. And it's going to be a really annoying fight, because as cool as the effect is on the floor, like the graphics here, it makes it very difficult to actually see like the little grid of highlighted squares where you can move. So this is why this is why I like the Fire Emblem style of like having a shaded in area instead, so it's a little more visible. But it's an old game, so you can't expect it to be perfect. But yeah, the tone just feels kind of weird in this game a lot, writing-wise. And I feel like this is my main complaint with it, that a lot of moments that feel like they should have some dramatic impact and like some pathos and some emotion behind them are instead kind of weirdly undercut by just odd jokiness. Oh, the Force Star looks pretty cool. And I'm genuinely not sure if the writers just wanted to go for a very comedic game, or if it was just translated strangely, or if it's just written strangely. And I felt this way the same way about Lemon, where it feels like this is intended to be a moment that has some dramatic impact, that he's woken from his mind control and realizes he's done all these horrible things and he like can't go on. But it was portrayed in this almost slapstick manner that kind of took any emotion out of it. but also wasn't like that funny. It's slapstick, but it was just like, I guess it's a little funny. It wasn't, you know, knee-slappingly funny. And it was so random and just out of place that it kind of lost a lot of its humor value, but it also kind of lost its emotional dramatic value. So it was like, it's just there. It's just weird. And even this fight with Odd Eye, oh, this is actually interesting. Okay, apparently the floor is going to keep changing, and like different parts will be like open and closed. Maybe some characters, you can get your character like trapped in the middle of these things. That's an interesting gimmick. Now I will say, I really, really wish they had not gone with these like tiles that are clear with a border around them, like they're little squares of glass, because it makes it so much harder to see at a glance where the floor is and isn't. It's visually busy and not pleasant to look at. It's cool, but it's not pleasant to actually use as a, you know, an arena to play a tactics RPG in. Aw. But yeah, and then this moment with Oddler, which again, like genuinely, we actually spent quite a few like different battles and sections of the game with Oddler following us around. Oh, that was cool. That was the geese arm. The geese arm has a special effect where sometimes it instantly kills an enemy. That was pretty cool. He would have killed it anyway, though, in this case. But, you know, we spent quite a few battles with him, and he was like a relatively important NPC that, you know, hung out with us. And then we finally split up from him, and it was sort of like, you know, kind of hinting about, oh, like, you know, Creed is like, he should really stay here with me, and there's things he doesn't remember. So it was sort of implied that, oh, maybe, you know, he's secretly a Demon Lord and he doesn't know it. Which kind of feels like it's setting up for something that's a little more sad, where, like, our characters genuinely liked Oddler, and maybe he even really liked us. And then he kind of, like, remembers who he really was, and we're set at odds. And this would be a moment where, like, you know, we don't want to fight him, but we have to. And it feels like they were kind of going for that, because even Peter's like, oh, I don't want to have to fight him. But then they also just had weird shit, like him being like, oh, I'm sad that we have to fight. Haha, not really, I'm actually really evil. And then, but then maybe he was just saying that to shit on Lemon, maybe? And then at the end, Sir Astro's just like, stop it, Peter, we're gonna fight him. And Ben just goes, which is like, why did they even give him... Why did they give him dialogue at any points if it was only going to be 3 times and what he said was just nothing? I really wonder if they were originally, he was going to have dialogue, and then they changed that at some point in development and just didn't quite get around to taking all of it out or something. It seems... I just don't know why on earth they would just give him these 3 random lines and nothing else. It seems so strange. But yeah, this feels like it should have some pathos, and it's sort of not clear to me whether the writers of this game intended it to or not, because as written, it kind of doesn't. Like, it doesn't even have that kind of, you know, aspect where it's like, oh, but think of all the times we spent together, fight this, and maybe, you know, it just kind of didn't go into any of that. It's very... I don't know, it's just, the tone of this game is very weird. It's weird. And I feel like it does, this thing resists fire, it seems like. I feel like it honestly does kind of take away from the story. Because they seem to put a fair amount of work into the story. Like, there's a lot of different world building, there's a lot of locations and different characters and NPCs. There's this whole, like, mythos with the devils and the gods and all this stuff, but they put all this work, and there's a lot of things that happen in the story, but it's sort of undercut by the inconsistent sort of emotional tone, and also... Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, 1 sec. Oh man, oh, sorry about that. Oh, my allergies are slaying me today. But yeah, the inconsistent emotional tone really undercuts the story, because it just makes it feel like all this stuff is just kind of there. That's how I'd put it. It doesn't... None of it really gels very well. It doesn't seem to, like, hold together that well. So the things that happen in the first part of the story that are called back to later, it feels like... It's like, oh yeah, that stuff happened. It doesn't feel like it's sort of this narrative that's building towards some kind of conclusion over time. It's a bunch of stuff that happened with lots of weird, random comedy bits that don't quite work. It is genuinely disappointing, I would say. And the funny thing is, I've played Shining Force 1, I played Sword of Asia, and I played this game now. And the other two Shining Force games I've played so far don't have this problem. This one seems really different from the others that I've played. It's possible that, you know, there's a bunch of other Shining Force games, so I think there's like 3 or 4 others. So it's possible that it just happens that of the 3 I played, Shining Force 1 and Shining Force Sword of Asia are actually quite different from the others, and they're the odd ones out. But just of the 3 I've played at this point, this one feels very mechanically different. You know, it's also different because Sword of Asia and Shining Force 1 didn't have these, like, exploring the map sections in the towns. It's just battles. Oh, the map is changing again. It's really confusing to look at. Visually. Visually confusing. But, and so this one has some different mechanics as well. I also don't think Sword of Asia and Shining Force 1 didn't either had any of these, like, secret promotions and stuff where you have, like, the branching promotions. The other games may have, I don't know. I don't know chronologically whether this one was made before or after Sword of Asia. I sort of thought it was before, but maybe I'm just incorrect about that. Oh man, see, now we're cut off. This is... It's a neat gimmick, but it also feels... Again, like some of the things in this game, it feels kind of like... It's just annoying. There doesn't seem to be any way, other than if you memorized it, to know... I still have no idea what the hell that thing is supposed to be. To know where the floor tiles are going to be before they get there. So it feels like it's just like, well, it's just kind of random. So I guess you just have to deal with that. And it feels like it's just going to make this battle take forever. Like, it's an interesting concept. I just think the shifting floor... It's sort of not interesting to play on because it's too random. Because I'm like, I guess we'll just wait around here. Because what else? You know, I don't want to walk all the way over to the other side. By the time we get there, that may have shifted too. We may as well wait. Unless we get rid of the wizard, I guess. This is why I love the flying characters also. I'm sad that Screech was so pathetic because he was a pre-promote. Because otherwise, we could have had a whole extra flying character. That's the true tragedy here. Okay, well, we're kind of gradually making our way up, but yeah, I feel like the elements to create a pretty solid and fairly intricate story are here. The execution just is not consistent. I think that's the way I'd put it, because you could also, you know, there's nothing wrong with telling a story that's a more, like, silly and comedic take on a fantasy adventure. You could totally do that. You could go for something that's almost like a parody-like feel, you know, where you kind of have some of the traditional plot elements of sort of a fantasy adventure, but it's played in a really silly, slapstick way. You could do that. But I feel like it's not consistent. So sometimes this game is doing that, sometimes it's not, and it doesn't quite come together. I do think it's too bad, really, because you know, there's a lot of world building. There's a lot going on. In a way, I'd say, I mean, not just in a way, I'd say there's definitely more world building than in the first one, where this guy was busting out magic and everything. Why not? I mean, in the first one, you know, the world building was fairly light. There wasn't tons and tons to it. There was some, but you know, it was kind of broad strokes. Whereas this, they actually got into some detail. And, like, created all these, like, different cultures, and the two gods, and all this stuff, and the ancient Nazca, and... You know, there's so much they did, but... I do find it ultimately a little disappointing, just a little. Whereas with the first one, you know, Shining Force 1 is an old game. It's obviously, like, not a modern game in terms of gameplay or story or anything, but I found it satisfying to play all the way through and finally beat it. Whereas this one, I'm like, you know, it's fine, but it does not... I don't have that same feel of like, wow, we're coming to the end of this journey we've been on. It's more like, oh, I guess we're at the end. it's strange because it almost feels like the game was just sort of suddenly wrapping up. It doesn't, the pacing of the story feels weird, whereas I felt like in the first one, it felt more like, wow, you can really kind of, you know, when you kind of feel like you're getting towards the end of the story, you're past the rising action, you're heading towards kind of the denouement. Whereas here it's like, oh, we're doing that now, I guess? It just kind of happened. I'm really hoping the floor, maybe it never shifts back. A lot of games like this, it like continually shifts, but maybe it just progressively disappears until the end. I don't know. But I really don't want to walk all the way around. Because, like, we'll really have to walk all the way around. I might have to, though. See, this is why this gimmick, I'm just like, this doesn't feel like a worthwhile gimmick. This is mostly just annoying. It's just like, do you like to waste your time? Then you will love this map. Man, I don't even have that much to say about it. Oddler is sort of weird as a character, I think I would say, because... and I feel like it's the same, this game just has some writing problems, I think, where, like, he is introduced as this important NPC, and he's built up a bit, but then he kind of disappears for, like, half the game, and by the time he comes back, I almost felt more like, oh, right, that guy! You know, it wasn't like we were waiting for him to come back, and... You know, then it's like, oh, now he works for the Greater Devils. I feel like there would have been more dramatic potential in, you know, maybe if he seemed more upset about finding out that he was actually our enemy. As it was, he seemed to be kind of not caring that much. And this is not, obviously, this is not the only Shining Force game where it turns out that one of your allies is actually your enemy or vice or whatever. Because in the first Shining Force, obviously, Cain, the bad guy we kept fighting, turned out to be our brainwashed brother. And our amnesiac hero turned out to actually be from Runefaust the whole time. And then in Shining Force Sword of Hasia, you also have the main character has amnesia, and his brother turns out to be like a double agent with the enemies. So this is something of a theme in Shining Force. This one just didn't really do as well at it. Because we're only going to fight Oddler once, so it's not like, you know, he's been an ongoing threat. And we spent some chapters, like 5 or 6 chapters with him, like half the game ago, and then nothing else. The characters didn't even seem that worried about him when they went to Creed's mansion. Everything was all destroyed. It was just like, oh, shrug. Seriously, I sort of was assuming the tiles eventually came back, but if they don't, this is just like, if you walk to the left, you'll just have to walk all the way back again, which is really just a waste of your time. This game just... This game has a lack of respect for my time. That is honestly, that is a pet peeve in games for me. I'm like, the game needs to respect my time. And, you know, if a part of the gameplay is like, you just have to walk a really long way for arbitrary reasons, then I'm just like, that's annoying. that does not feel like a worthwhile gameplay element in any way. And that is why, see, I was thinking the tiles would like shift back and forth, so like you get trapped somewhere, then you have to go, you know, instead of just being like, they just gradually leave the left side. But I don't even know, so for all I know, they'll come back and then we'll have walked all the way to the right for no reason. Which would also be annoying. Look at that, you use heal level 4 and you only get 15x, but that seems really unbalanced, TBH. I mean, I guess we don't really need... Most of the forest is not doing anything. We don't really need them all, I guess. We're doing fine. Do-do-do. Sorry this is... Oh, Jesus, like 44 minutes. Okay, well... I don't want to break it in the middle of a battle. We're getting towards the end of the game. This will be, like, you know, extra long super episode. Unfortunately... It's, like, extra boring as well, because I just don't have a ton to say about this map, and it's sort of slow, and we're just, like, slowly walking to the top of it. Man, I feel like we've gotten really all the way to the end of this game, and we're gonna confront Zeon, and it... It just feels like, oh, we're here already? Okay. We still don't really... Zeon just doesn't feel like that much of a presence in this story. We didn't even really know anything about him until sort of towards the end. But, yeah, I guess we fought all of his servants, who were all kind of useless, honestly. Now we're fighting Oddler, the most powerful of them. It's funny, all of the other, like, devil soldiers or whatever they were, like the devil lords or whatever, they all looked pretty similar. They even looked slightly like, maybe it's just devil species or something, because like 2 of them had green skin and purple hair, and 1 of them had kind of like purplish skin or bluish purple skin and also purple hair. And so it seemed like, oh, this is what devils look like, but Oddler just looks like a normal dude, basically, with Dragon Ball Z hair. So it's super weird. Like, why is he the only one that looks basically like just a normal human? Because, like, he was in his human form before or whatever, but how come regaining his memories, the only effect it has was that his hair stood straight up, apparently. It seems very strange. Good job, Ben. Yeah, so that's something I'm puzzled by. Uh-oh. We could be in trouble here. The Odd Eye beam. Oh, I guess that's why he's called Odd Eye, because one of his eyes shoots out a beam. His map sprite, his battle sprite also looks super weird. Like, they made his eye, like, really prominent. Oh, we're in trouble here. Hopefully, our units will get a turn before Ben dies. Unfortunately, we are kind of bottlenecked. The shape of the map and, like, the jagged edge also makes it really hard for our dudes to actually get anywhere. And I sent them in 2 different directions, so by the time these guys get to the top of the map, the battle will be over. Herm to Germ. So, I'm gonna have him actually finish off the Demon Master, because he can cast Freeze 4, he's very dangerous. Fuck! Dodging is also pretty rare in this game, but that somehow makes it much more annoying when it does happen. Okay, let's seriously finish off this Demon Master. And then hopefully Ben can get his turn before he dies, because he's the only one who can't die. Nope. Okay, well, I guess I'll try and finish off this dragon too, just to cut down on the number of things attack us. And that dodge too? What is going on here? 2 in a row? Fuck that noise. Well, I guess if we have to redo this battle, like, at least we'll... Yeah, he's probably gonna die, because he did not get a turn, and every single enemy got a turn, and Odd Eye got a turn twice. I'm sorry, that just felt kind of bullshit to me, is the thing. That felt kind of bullshit. I feel like it was just nothing we could do because we got stuck for so long. Well, I guess now we know not to go on the left side of the map. But yeah, we just didn't get a turn for way too long, so there wasn't really a lot we could do. We just got attacked a bunch. Like, I didn't even, my healer didn't even get a turn. And we gotta walk all the way back. This is also annoying. Okay, well, in that case, we'll cut the episode here, yeah. Okay, I guess I'll walk back and then cut it. So this episode ended up running super long. We got the magic, the holy sword, or the force sword, or whatever, and we can now... gotta fucking walk back to this maze. Great. Well, I'll do that off camera. We have to fight our old buddy Odd Eye, who I guess doesn't have a lot of remorse about turning out evil or whatever and wants to murder us, but maybe when we defeat him, we'll see in the cutscene, you know, what his true feelings are or whatever. So, yeah, we're getting up onto the end of the game. This is like the last 3 battles or so. This is a fight with Odd Eye, so look forward to that next time on Shining